My love, when I look back on my life, I realize that I haven't done anything truly great or remarkable. I have no awards to my name, no achievements that make people turn their heads in admiration. I have never stood out from the crowd or made headlines. In many ways, I'm as average as a person can be. But if there's one thing about me that defies this ordinariness, one thing that stands apart, it's the love I carry in my heart for you. That, I believe, is the most extraordinary part of me. Before I met you, I lived like most people do. I was self-focused, concerned mostly with my own happiness and personal growth. I didn't go out of my way for others, especially if I felt hurt or insulted. If someone bruised my ego, I simply walked away and never looked back. I didn't believe in chasing people or fighting to keep anyone in my life. I stayed in my comfort zone, doing only what suited me, never pushing myself to care beyond a certain point. I wasn't a bad person, but I wasn't someone to be remembered either. But everything changed when you walked into my life. Meeting you was like discovering a new color in a world I thought I had already seen in full. Something within me shifted. I began to care about someone other than myself, genuinely, deeply, selflessly. Your smile became my motivation. Knowing that I could be the reason behind it filled me with a purpose I had never known. I found myself thinking about you all the time. I started doing little things just to get your attention, to make you laugh, to bring you joy. For the first time, my pride and ego meant nothing to me. They simply faded away in the presence of your light. Where once I would have ignored someone who didn't immediately respond the way I wanted, now I found myself returning to you, again and again. I wasn't trying to win or prove anything, I just wanted to be near you, to hear your voice, to make you happy. I began sacrificing things I once held dear, simply because your happiness meant more. You became the center of my thoughts, my dreams, my emotions. Every moment I was awake, I was thinking of you. Every night, I dreamed of you. Whenever I saw you sad or distant, I felt an ache inside me that I couldn't explain. It disturbed my peace. I would have done anything, absolutely anything, to bring back your smile. It wasn't just attraction or infatuation. It was a deep, soul-stirring love. A love that reshaped who I was and made me want to be better, not for recognition or praise, but just for the chance of being someone worthy of you. Since the moment you entered my life, you've been my priority. I forgot about myself, my desires, my comforts, even my pride. People laughed at me. They called me foolish, naive, and hopeless. Some even mocked me, calling me names like Romeo or idiot. But none of it mattered. I felt like there was an invisible force pulling my heart toward yours, something I couldn't resist, and honestly, I didn't want to. Even when others told me you were out of my league, that you would never feel the same way about me, I didn't care. I didn't love you because I expected something in return. I loved you because it felt natural, because it brought out the best in me. Even when I saw you talking to someone else or heard you were close to another, my love never faded. It hurt, yes, but my feelings never turned into resentment. I didn't stop loving you for a second. And now, even though you're far away, even though you probably don't remember me or even know how I felt, still, I love you. I never had the courage to confess it. Maybe I was afraid it would change things. Maybe I feared rejection. Or maybe, deep down, I believed that just loving you, silently and truly, was enough. I carry this love with me every single day, and I will carry it with me for the rest of my life. It may seem foolish to love someone so deeply without ever having spoken the truth, but I feel grateful that I had the chance to love like this at all. You taught me what love truly means, putting someone else's happiness above your own, finding joy in their smile, and becoming a better person just by having them in your heart. You may never know how much you meant to me, but please know that meeting you changed me in ways I never thought possible. I became someone more thoughtful, more kind, more alive. Thank you for being the reason behind that change. Thank you for walking into my life and lighting it up, even if only for a moment. I will always cherish you, always love you. And even if I never see you again, I'll carry this feeling with me, silently, gratefully, and forever. You know, sweetheart, it really hurts when you begin to doubt my feelings for you. I understand why you might feel that way, and maybe I haven't always expressed my love in the way you needed. But please don't mistake that for a lack of love. I may not have loved you in the exact way you hoped for, but I did love you, fiercely, sincerely, and in the best way I knew how. I loved you with everything I had, with every ounce of my being, even if it didn't always look the way you expected. Just because I couldn't give you everything you wanted doesn't mean my love was any less real or meaningful. True love isn't always perfect. It's not about meeting a list of conditions or living up to someone else's expectations. We've grown up in a world where people often define love by grand gestures, romantic milestones, or tangible outcomes like marriage. But if love is measured only by whether two people end up together, then what about all the stories of deep, eternal love where the people never shared a life in the traditional sense? Does that make their love any less true? Love, at its core, is a pure and blissful feeling that rises from the depths of the heart. It's not transactional. It doesn't care what the other person can or cannot do for you. When you love someone deeply, you want nothing more than to see them happy, even if that happiness doesn't include you. That's one of the hardest things about true love. It requires selflessness, patience, and sometimes even painful sacrifice. If you want to understand the purest kind of love, look at the story of Rada and Krishna. They are revered figures in Hindu mythology, and their love is often considered the epitome of divine connection. Despite their deep and eternal love for each other, they never got married. Still, their bond transcended time, space, and societal expectations. Their story teaches us that true love isn't about possession or demands, it's about spiritual connection, deep understanding, and unwavering support, even from afar. There are already so many people in this world quick to judge, to criticize, to find faults. At the very least, I hoped you wouldn't be one of them. I never claimed to be perfect. Like everyone else, I've made mistakes, some small, some significant, but true love doesn't continuously punish someone for their flaws. It doesn't hold past mistakes like a weapon. Instead, it forgives, learns, and grows. True love doesn't make a person feel guilty again and again for the same things. It offers space to heal and become better. Love isn't about control. It isn't about holding someone close at all costs. True love is about giving the one you love the freedom to live their life the way they choose. Even if it means letting go. Even if it means watching them walk away. Even if it breaks your heart. If their happiness lies elsewhere, then true love celebrates that happiness, even if it doesn't include you. Think for a moment about the love between a mother and her child. Isn't that the most unconditional form of love there is? A mother doesn't stop loving her child when they make mistakes. She doesn't turn away when her child rebels, stumbles, or fails. She doesn't love her child based on their achievements or success. Her love is steady and unwavering. She sees beauty in her child when no one else does. Even when her child grows up, moves away, or stops calling, she continues to love them with the same fierce devotion. She never gives up on them. That's the kind of love I've always believed in, the kind that endures, that doesn't vanish with distance, time, or silence. People often say they are in love, but I've realized that many don't truly understand what love means. True love doesn't shift with changing circumstances. It doesn't disappear just because things get difficult or people grow apart. It doesn't crumble after an argument or fade with time. True love remains constant. It stays alive even if years pass without a single word. It survives even if the person you love chooses someone else. It endures even if your feelings were never returned. That's what makes love so profound and, at times, so painful. It's not always reciprocal, yet it's still real. Love, when it's real, never needs to shout or prove itself. It simply exists, quiet, strong, and steady, burning like a flame that refuses to go out. It's divine in its purity and unmatched in its power. It gives more than it takes, and it asks for nothing in return except the freedom for the other person to be truly happy. So please, don't question the love I had for you. It may not have looked perfect, and it may not have ended the way either of us hoped, but it was real. It was honest. It was true. And in the end, that's all that matters.